welcome to another episode of Living in Rockland. Welcome, Corey. We want to get to know Corey, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his Get Heated food prep service. So, Corey, why don't you start out with telling us a little bit about yourself and how you started out?
Awesome. So I'm Corey Caliciotti. I own Heated Inc. It's a local meal prep company. We're very personalized throughout Rockland County. Everything's very high quality food. We work with our clients in basically helping them get on a healthier lifestyle when it comes to their eating habits. And it doesn't get boring. We have a lot of awesome different types of combinations of our food, a customizable menu. And it's a good service because a lot of people don't have the time. A lot of people don't have the energy to be meal prepping at home. So we're able to do this for you at a very fair price. It's affordable for everyone. And I got into it about 7-8 years ago. I started in 2015. I was competing in bodybuilding, and it kind of just took off from there. I was meal prepping for a couple friends. Some people gave me the idea for the business, and from there it literally just took off. People started reaching out to me and asking me to do it for them, and then from there I incorporated, and it blew up from there. So we're doing a ton of meals now, and we're right out of Pearl River, servicing Rockland County. So
cool. Awesome.
Yeah. I know you from my husband knows you from the gym, and I always I remember you from when you were small, and now it's I feel like I hear about you all over. So besides just being inspired by bodybuilding and meal prepping for your friends, I also know that you were your dad was facing some struggles too, and you started to help him with meal prep as well. Talk about where did the passion come from about eating healthy and that it's not everyone does that, I feel like.
Sure. So like I said, I was in the bodybuilding, and from there, back then I thought it was all about exercising, and I really thought it had a lot to do with supplementation stuff. And the biggest thing at that point I realized, not just about making progress, but overall health and wellness, is diet. That is literally the biggest thing, and people don't really realize that. I don't think how truly important that is. And I learned when I was bodybuilding about how to use your protein and your carbs, and supplementing the veggies and stuff to get the right vitamins. And I really started getting into learning about using food as not just fuel, but as basically your nutrients, because a lot of people rely on medicines because we're not getting the right foods in our body, especially like the typical American diet. It's literally the worst possible thing for us. It makes us tired. It makes us, lethargic, depressed, and it's a huge thing. So I noticed with my clients, the first thing is not just, when they start losing unwanted fat or putting on, levels of, higher muscle. They notice big energy boosts. It's almost like when you get a fresh oil change in a car, I like to say, and you feel like your car is running smoother. When my clients get on the meals, first thing they realize in the first few days, they realize they have a lot more energy. And me being around the food all the time, I tell people all the time, I'm a lot of the time, since I'm around the food 12, 14 hours a day, I'm seeing it, I'm eating it, I'm around it. The last thing I sometimes want to do is eat my own meals, just because it's just like somebody owns a pizzeria. The last thing they want to do is eat pizza. So there will be times where I go on binges for a week or two where I'm kind of eating, junk food and stuff. And then I realize how shitty I feel, basically. I'm I get tired. I just feel like I don't train as good in the gym. I almost feel unmotivated. And then when I get back on my meals, it's just crazy how quick, within a week, you just start to feel better. You operate better. You're getting a deeper sleep in the morning. You wake up, you feel like you're ready to just start the day. But nutrition is just so important. And what happened with my father is he got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He's actually had it 3 times now, beat it all 3 times. But the first 2 times, we didn't want to put him through the treatments. The chemo, the immunotherapies, the radiations. They're very harsh on the body. So a lot of the time, they do, kill the cancer off or whatever, but it eventually kills you too. Yeah. So he said, listen, he's only 56 years old. He's he doesn't want to get started on this. So we started obviously looking into the diet. I'm like, Dad, you got to clean up your diet, because he ate clean, but like the typical American, we came home, sometimes we had deli sandwiches for lunch, and a lot of processed food, just like a typical American diet. We went out to eat all the time. On the weekends, we go out, have some cocktails. So we changed his diet up, and it was helping out a little bit. So we really started doing research as into taking it to the next level. Now, I actually, with my company, we don't offer vegan meals, but I do tell anybody. And like I said, I own a meal prep company, so this is like different than what I do. But I started looking into different diets, and the best thing for when somebody's sick with like a cancer or autoimmune issue is going from, a diet with even like the clean diet, like my meal prep, like chicken, beef, even like natural organic, is actually going fully vegan, organic, raw vegan. And for him, he was actually in the meat industry. He, he was well known in New York City. He had a very big name for himself. He worked for all the big time steak companies. Like the company that he ran was all high grade beef. He did places like Ruth Chris and stuff. He actually made the steaks what they used for Park Steakhouse. The Braga is what he worked for. They actually made the steak for that. So of course he was around some of the best steaks in the world his whole career. So for him to go to vegan at the point, but like he told people, he's like, if I got to eat like a rabbit to walk my daughter down the aisle, that's what I'm doing. So it's actually crazy. So we ended up doing it. We did a lot of research on it, and we told the doctor we were doing it. And what's scary is my sister actually just became a doctor too. They only have a 1 or 2 day course in nutrition in 8 years of medical school. So, and I'm not saying, medicines, anything like that aren't important, because they are, they have their place. But when you go to the hospitals and you see like what they're serving people, it's some of the worst food in the world. It's like cafeteria food. I go, if you're trying to, you're at a cancer center and you're giving people, fried foods and, processed meats. And at the end of every meal, they get, sugary drinks, and they get cheesecake at the end or ice cream. I'm like, you're literally feeding illness, which is total opposite what they're trying to do, So we told the doctor about it. He didn't really understand. He's like, listen, give it a try, but we're going to give you a 3-month break. Go home, try this medication, and just, try your diet, and I guess we'll see how you do. They were against it just because, it was stage 4. So they were worried if it didn't work, what would happen. So we ended up starting the diet. Again, we went extreme. We went to like raw vegan, just all fresh veggies. We were doing things like for carbs, like quinoa, brown rice, sweet potatoes, just very, very clean. We used all of the superfoods, some supplementations. We used like flaxseed oils, like things like that. Just things that are, extremely good for illnesses like autoimmune cancer type illness. So probably in like 2-3 weeks, he had a crazy boost in energy. He needed a walker a lot less. Like the walker that he was using, it was actually insane. So we went 3 months later for, back to the doctor. He's like, how you doing and stuff. They ran the test, and the cancer was like shrunk down like 80%.
Wow.
So the doctor, of course, right away was like, listen, he goes, we think like, the pills we gave you, had a lot to do with it, obviously, because he didn't really understand the diet. And my dad basically gave him the medication, said I never took it. So there was, I guess it was like 1 or 2 pills a day, let's say, for 90 days. So 90 or 180 pills he gave him. And he's like, you count them. I never took any of them. And from there, the doctor was even like, holy shit, because the only thing we did at this point was just literally just the diet. And this is a true story. I'm not going to say his name, but he's the head doctor of the brain like part of Sloan in the city, I guess brain unit or whatever. He's actually a full-time vegan now, and he actually pushes the vegan diet to his patients now, just because he was, he's from overseas, super nice guy. Again, it's not like he was against it. He just they don't learn nutrition, and it's crazy because I actually have a lot of people reach out to me all the time about asking about like people who are sick or knowing someone who's sick, and I have like a whole list of superfoods, what to stay away from, like documentaries. But some of these documentaries on Netflix are so in depth. I tell anybody who's sick, I'm like, honestly, check it out for yourself. And a lot of people learn from these, and a few people that I know have tried it, and they're like, they feel great. You know, a lot of people still did the treatments and stuff, but a few friends that I have and, you know, mutual friends and stuff like that have tried, you know, the people who are sick have tried the vegan diet and stuff. And it's pretty crazy energy wise, stuff like that. But again, that's next level. And I tell people straight up, I'm like, listen, me personally, if I was never sick, I'm not really into the vegan eating.
Right.
Yeah.
If it ever came to that point where I had to go to the next level, that is the best thing for illness. And part of the reason is, breaking down meat takes 10 times more energy for our bodies to break it down. So when you're sick, if you're eating just a vegan, especially a raw organic vegan diet, your body breaks it down 10 times easier. It gives you a lot more energy to fight illness.
Right.
So that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason that it's so good for you, and you're just putting all like the superfoods into your body. But again, for my actual business, what I focus on is the clean eating. All of our food is, you know, natural proteins, things like that. Still very clean. Like if you eat this way your whole life, 99% of the time, I truly don't think you're ever going to get sick. And that's an honest thing. Diet is a huge thing. You know, I have clients who've been doing this their whole life, like the not just bodybuilding, but like being in the gym and active and big into fitness. And I mean, not even, I mean, I literally have a client, he's 65 years old. He might be older now. Number one, he looks like he's seriously like 40 years old, and he's never been sick. He's like, the last time I had a cold was like 25 years ago. Like, it's just crazy when you really take care of your body. And I found a thing on Instagram. It's like a information page. And it was just about like facts about health, and it's a doctor and he gives all these facts. And it was like saying something, I'm 30 years old now. And it said at 30 years old, like less than 12% of people are still like maintaining a healthy lifestyle, whether it's going to the gym or doing some type of exercise, whether it's, you know, a lot of people are doing like jujitsu now, or, you know, going hiking, like an active hobby. Less than 12% of people are doing that. And we wonder why, like, you know, society as a whole now is just tired, lazy, depressed.
Mental illness.
It's a huge thing.
Terrible.
And another big thing is not just diet, is actually the way the food's prepped. So with my service, we don't use any type of oil in our cooking, any type of added sodium, any type of really any additives at all, or preservatives. So with our food, not only is it like natural proteins, all of our veggies are fresh or boiled. All of our, you know, potatoes and stuff are baked. Rice is just, you know, cooked regularly like rice. So we don't have any type of additives. We do have sauces, but they're all diet friendly, reduced sodium. They don't have the corn syrups and stuff. So not just using healthy food, but also the way it's prepped is a huge thing. Like a lot of people, you know, they think they're like, oh, I'll go to a diner and get, you know, chicken and potatoes, but they don't know that the chicken has 2,000 milligrams of sodium because it was, you know,
with a glob of butter.
Yeah, it was cooked in butter, it was cooked in oil. So again, you can eat healthier outside of doing it yourself, but there's very select amount of restaurants that actually do prep the food the right way. So again, you could be eating healthier ingredients like a salad, but the chicken was cooked in oils. The dressing has 2,000 calories. So really all around us, it is pretty difficult unless you're doing it yourself to actually eat as, you know, as clean as possible.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you pick the meals each week? And like, do you have specials? Like, how does that go? Or is it all just customizable? Like you pick a protein, you pick a...
So we have a couple different options. The first thing is what we're actually well known for. We have the largest customizable menu in the industry, and we're actually the only company that truly offers 100% customizable. So basically we have about 20 different proteins, 20 different carbs, like a ton of different veggies and sauces. And I believe with our menu, I forget the exact possible combinations, but there's like 5,000 or 6,000 possible combinations.
Wow.
So when we tell our clients, like, it's totally, you know, it's basically 100% customizable. It's almost unlimited. That's truly what we mean. And whether, you know, you just want to pick like, all right, yeah, I'll do, you know, 5-6 ounces of protein. I'll do half a cup of rice, half a cup of broccoli, and I'll choose one of the sauces. Like you can build a meal that way. Or we even have the competitors who are like, listen, I need 6 ounces of protein. I need to the gram, you know, 150 grams of rice. I need 200 grams of broccoli. So we actually do work with diets too, where people we don't like figure out the numbers or anything like the macros. They just send us exactly what they need, but to the gram, we will prep a meal. No other company does that. They'll do like a large carb portion, small carb portion, large protein, small protein. They really don't weigh it out. They kind of just guesstimate it. They have a couple different options, but we truly do work with people, and we're like, listen, this is what we have. It's a la carte. It's almost like when you go to Chipotle and build a bowl.
Mhm.
It's the same type thing. Like, this is what we got. You build us. You let us know your portion sizes to the gram and, you know, ounce. We'll make
That's
that happen.
awesome.
So we also have pre-made options. We have pre-made options. We have a breakfast menu, a couple options just to help you start the day. Then we have 2 signature style menus. And then we do also offer week by week specials. So we do anything from a meal special weekly, and then we do bi-weekly tacos. And the weeks we're not doing we do like a low carb taco. They're absolutely phenomenal. And then the opposite weeks we do cauliflower crust pizzas. So we switch those up as well. So we have a ton of different stuff, 5,000-6,000 possible combinations, breakfast menus, signature meals, and week by week meal specials. So we have a ton of stuff.
That's amazing.
Again, the biggest thing I tell the people why we're different than the other companies, we're not going to send you to a website and have a couple days later of like a box of frozen meals show up at your doorstep.
Right.
Because don't get me wrong, those other companies which I used like in the past, you know, you could still lose weight or put on muscle, but when you actually look at the breakdown of like how these meals are mass produced and shipped, they are loaded with preservatives and additives. So I tell people, if you're focused on putting on muscle or losing fat, that's part of health and wellness. If you're putting, you know, tons of sodium and different additives and preservatives into your body, that's not the best thing for your health and wellness. So it's like you may be, you know, appearing a better look, but at the same time, we're truly focused on the actual health and wellness aspect of it as a whole. You know,
I love it. I love it.
People all the time are like, you know, ask me like, oh, like, do you deliver here, deliver here? I truly believe that a lot of these bigger meal prep companies are doing injustice, and I think there should be more local, smaller companies. You know, I mean, we still do a ton of meals. I mean, you know, we're doing on a busy night 400 or 500 meals. But like I said, I mean, some of these companies are doing 3,000, 4,000 meals a day.
Wow,
so it's like they're way bigger.
That's a lot of meals though that you're doing. I mean, and do you deliver or they pick up? Everybody picks up.
We deliver just in Rockland County for $5, so it's very, you know, we've been
very reasonable.
Since 2015. But we do also have the pickup option. I actually rent out a restaurant in Pearl River. They're like my family, good family friends of mine. It's called Russo's. It's like actually like they're well known. They've been on like the food. They've been on like the Food Network and stuff.
Yeah.
Good family friends of mine. So with my service, since everything's pre-ordered, I actually just use their kitchen. So like I said, my business is, I prep right out of there. So pickup is actually right at the pizzeria, which works out perfect for my clients.
It's easy.
It literally works out perfect. They're like, hey, I'll plan my cheat meal the day that I pick up my meals. They have their cheat meal there. They pick up their meals and they're good to go. It's like the most convenient thing in the world. And also with our service, everything's done through text, which is a huge, huge thing for my clients. It's a lot of work for me because, you know, I got to sit there and break down orders.
Sort through it.
So we take orders 2 days ahead of time, and every client receives 1 day of the week to receive their food. So let's say you're a Monday client, we take orders on Saturday. If you're a Wednesday client, we take orders on Monday. So let's say, you know, you get your meals every Monday. Those meals you get from Monday to Monday for all 7 days. Now, a lot of people, you know, when they first start the service, you know, they think that, you know, the 7-day thing is a lot. They're like, you know, that's a lot of days to have your food. The reason we can guarantee it, not just the way that we prep without the sodium, oils, nothing like that, but we actually buy food fresh daily. So I'm at the supplier Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Monday, I get exactly what's needed for the day, prep it, and give it to our clients within a 1-day period. We're actually the only company that isn't buying in bulk and using throughout the week. Since we buy daily, we're getting food fresh from the farm to your kitchen within a 1-day period. So it's not like there's any like shelf, like we're going to the supply house when it's coming in.
That's why it's lasting 7 days.
Yeah,
exactly. So we prep, you know, super early in the morning, have the food done, and regular pickup times and deliveries like from 5 to 7:30 p.m. and we get the meals out. And again, what's nice is everything's done through text. So, and you actually don't even have to remember to order either. So we send out a personalized text right to your phone 2 days before you receive your food. It will let you know, hey, what's going on? Have your orders in by midnight. Here's our specials for the week. All you do is text over your order. We'll confirm it for you. And on your day of pickup or delivery, we'll let you know what you owe for the week, you know, what your total is. And it reminds you about the pickup, delivery times, things like that. Payment, we take cash. We do like credit, debit card. A lot of clients like to save it on file, you know, just so like the weeks that they order, it runs automatically. We also even take Zelle, Chase Quick Pay. Like I said, it's a very, very one-on-one personalized service. little more work for me, but I tell you, like a lot of people are coming from other companies. Because the last probably 2 years I've been really focused on just doing it for everybody versus, the first 5, 6 years in business, I was focused a lot on the bodybuilders, but now I'm like, a lot of people are using the service.
You need it. Us normal
That's what I'm
people
saying.
need
Yeah,
it.
it's a huge thing. And I tell people too, I go, I'm super transparent. People know me in the county as like, a fun guy, just like straight up with everything, like, no BS. And like I said, I tell people, I'm like, listen, we've actually had the same prices since right after COVID. So when all these, even with the inflation and stuff, we kept our prices low. The meals start at $9 for a totally customizable meal. Our specialty meals are $12. So you can literally do, if you wanted to, budget yourself, you could do a lunch and dinner for the work week. Let's say you just want them for 5 days out of the week and you decide to have your cheat meals on the weekends or enjoy your weekends, which I tell people all the time, like I get new clients. They're like, hey, I want 20 meals. I'm like, if I were you, I'd start with 10. And people are almost like, what business owner is going to say, hey, order
Yeah.
less, because of course everybody's like, oh, they want to make as much, profit as possible. But I'm like, listen, order less, enjoy your weekends. Because that's another thing is if you're not taking it to the extreme, like you're a competitor or something like that, you still want to enjoy yourself. And it's actually good for you to do 1 or 2 days where you're eating a little off your diet. It keeps your metabolism in speed. And, it's overall actually good for you, just mental, just so you're not getting like bored of it. And it helps you stay on
You
track.
don't feel restricted.
So, like I said, you could stay on like the low term, like just doing like, let's say for breakfast, you drink a shake. So you just order with us a lunch and dinner. You could literally do, $18 a day
It's crazy.
for a lunch and dinner and
cheap.
$5 for delivery. And it's, $90 for a lunch and dinner for your whole work week, versus you go to a deli, let's say you get a deli sandwich, a soda and a
I
bag of
spend
chips.
$30 for lunch.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's literally like 20. It's like 20. It's over $20 now for a sandwich, chips, and soda. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
I know. You need to attack the law enforcement, and those guys eat not well, and it's not
well, actually,
good for
a lot of our clients. The reason we got so busy over COVID is, all the essential workers, like the, nurses and law enforcement. The reason we stayed out so busy
They
over
need
COVID. It's awesome for them, because they're on the go and everything's fully cooked. So a lot of the cops, if they're in a squad car, they pull it out of their cooler. They let it kind of get room temperature for like a half hour. I always tell them that's the
And
best
they
way
eat
to
it.
bump it up and you eat it. It's fully cooked. It's ready to go,
That's awesome.
But,
well, thank you so much. I'm going to spread the word on everything. I'm going to make James text you and start ordering his food too, because he needs to.
Yeah.
And me too. You make my life easier.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. We'll definitely put all your information out on our page as well so that people could reach out to you, Instagram, the text number that you have, and all of that. It would be awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, I usually have people, I try to do everything through Instagram. It's a new type of generation. I tell people all the time, I'm like, here's the website, but most of the time I'll even give my Instagram before the website.
Right.
Like Instagram has all the pictures, message me privately. We'll go from there.
It's easy way to communicate.
100%. It's the best, but I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Corey.
Take care.
Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day.